Wiring the unit is quick and easy. Remove the rain-tight electrical connection cover, setting it and the screws aside. Connect the low-voltage wires in accordance with all applicable electrical codes. Move indoors to install the 4 low-voltage wires on the evaporator unit. Go back outside and connect the 3 high-voltage wires, making certain that the unit is properly grounded. Be sure to connect the high-voltage power supply in accordance with the local and NEC electrical codes. Leave the disconnect in the off position. Now it's time to prepare the unit for charging and system startup. Use bubble solution on flare connections to check for leaks. There should still be 150 psi of nitrogen pressurizing the line set and evaporator coil. After confirmation that the system is leak-free, the nitrogen can be purged via the service valve gauge port. Your vacuum pump should have fresh oil in its reservoir and be capable of creating a deep vacuum. Connect the vacuum pump and micron gauge to the condensing unit through the manifold gauge set and begin evacuating the system. The pump should draw the system down to at least a 500 micron vacuum within 3 to 5 minutes. This may take longer if the system has a maximum length of pipe connected to it. Allow the pump to operate at 500 microns or less for 30 minutes. Blank off the pump valve and observe the micron gauge. A small amount of drift can be expected. If the value does not exceed 1,000 microns after 10 minutes, evacuation is complete. If, however, the value exceeds 1,000, reopen the vacuum pump blank-off valve and run the pump for an additional 30 minutes. Observe the micron gauge again. If the micron value still exceeds 1,000, suspect a leak at one of the connections. The leak must be found and corrected before refrigerant can be introduced into the system. The condensing unit is shipped with a refrigerant charge sufficient for 25 feet of line set. If your particular installation is more or less than 25 feet, a charge adjustment must be made. This must be handled as a critical charge adjustment. The multiplier of 0.22 ounces per foot must be applied. The amount must be added to line sets over 25 feet and subtracted from lines less than 25 feet. The example given in the manual assumes a line set length of 30 feet. This value is 5 feet more than the factory charge, and 1.1 ounces of refrigerant should be added. But if the line set is less than 25 feet, the amount must be subtracted from the equation. In this case, 1.1 ounces of refrigerant should be reclaimed from the unit. To accomplish this, remove the valve caps from the service valves to access the valve stem. Front seat the back-seated valves by using a 4 mm hex wrench. Reinstall the seating valve caps to prevent refrigerant leaks. The system must now be started. Energize the outdoor disconnect. Then move indoors to turn the system on. Now we can finish the job by balancing the refrigerant charge. Let's finish the book example of 30 feet of line set. You can now make the 5-foot adjustment by multiplying 0.22 ounces times 5 feet, which equals 1.1 ounces of refrigerant that you must now weigh into the system. R410A is a blend and must be charged in its liquid form. Also, use approved EPA practice for refrigerant removal and charge adjustment for line sets less than 25 feet in length, and while adding refrigerant for line sets longer than 25 feet. Move to the indoor unit and use the remote control to select the cooling temperature. For heat pump units after cooling verification, select the heating mode and confirm correct heating operation, as well as the ancillary functions such as chaos and sleep modes. The unit is now ready to be put into service. Please remember to turn over the installation and owner's manuals to the customer for future reference. Installation of single-split air conditioning systems can be done expertly and efficiently if you follow these steps. Site the installation correctly. Unpack and inspect both units. Install the interior unit according to direction. Install the exterior unit as instructed. Wire the power according to code. Check for leaks with a micron gauge. Evacuate and charge the unit with the exact amount of refrigerant. Thank you for watching and enjoy expert installations.